Let's play a game of Where's Andy's Wallet?
I feel like making cookies would be easier if we didn't assign one cookie per tray. Oh well.
I was at the zoo. Wait a second, he didn't do the dishes?
Aw man, my balloon!
I'm
Not
doing these.
dishes! This is stupid. Let's just review the game that inspired this joke. GenoKids! This now in development hack-and-slash game about a band of badasses with transforming musical instruments fighting off an alien force using the power of their weapons and their fans. In this demo, now freely available on Steam, there are two main focuses to get you acclimated to the world GenoKids takes place in.
Combat.
Traversal.
Platforming.
Andy, we agreed on traversal.
We didn't. Just because it's written here doesn't mean I brought a witness to the meeting, made the banana bread on the coffee table, and signed the contract. It's platforming.
Fine. Other than combat, this demo focuses on
Traversal.
platforming. Are you kidding me? Anyway, Andy and I both gave this demo a shot, so you're going to hear both of our opinions for this one.
Wow, a rarity here in any Gateway to Drillbit content. James valuing my opinion.
I'm not sure what I did to piss you off this much, but let's just get started with the
Combat. GenoKids combat is built around a combo system, and it certainly feels like it. Most of your encounters in this demo are just you wailing on enemies, watching your style meter grade on the right go up, and the enemy's HP on the left go down. To execute these flashy combos and stylish moves, you have two playable characters to switch between at will.
There's Blue, a badass guitarist with blue hair and shorts tighter than Nintendo's grip on its original IP. She uses a guitar that transforms into a giant blue sword with fairly long range.
There's also Red, a drummer with red hair and a personality louder than his attack yells. The drums at his back change into big, meaty claws, fists, with short range but explosive power.
Using your combo attacks with B, upper and downward cuts with Y, and flow attacks with the right trigger and any face button, you fill up your flow meter, your height meter, and your style meter. The flow meter is this blue one that lets you use your flow attacks. The height meter can only be used when full and makes the player character stronger as well as heals them as long as hype is active. The style meter is just points that accumulate as you fight, indicated by grades that will get better as you hit more things before the meter disappears.
The flow attacks have this fun quirk about them where you must peel your eyes away from combat to read what they are. Time doesn't slow down or stop to allow you enough time to figure out which of these explosive moves to add to your combo. So prepare to look away from any enemies, incoming projectiles, and potential dangers as you try to figure out which attack does what. Oh, you took damage and have to wait half a second before moving again.
Any hit you take in this game, be it from baddie or boss, will throw you backward. Enemies will jiggle a little when they're attacked, but you look like a semi-truck just hit you. There is nothing you can do for half a second while you wait to be able to do things again. Enemies with their own combo hits and other enemies can sneak in more hits during this time too, resetting the timer, forcing you to sit and wait. Lucky you! Instead of participating in this high-octane combat, you get to sit and wait for your turn to strike back.
In addition to regular enemy attacks, there are also blue attacks. These are unblockable, and your only choice is to dodge them. There is one specific encounter that involves several combo-bearing enemies and several blue enemies. I don't think I have to paint a tapestry of being in a room with multiple regular and blue enemies, each with their own multi-hit attack, and being forced to watch your character take every hit ad nauseum. Considering this is only a demo and the full game likely contains more rooms like these, they may likely become the norm after the tutorial levels.
If you get sick of walking away from the game, making yourself a sandwich, and filing your taxes every time you get hit by any attack, you can press the D-pad to switch to your other character. This will reset your status and your next character in the lineup can restart your style meter. This isn't always guaranteed though, as your next character may just catch the next bits of the combo you were attempting to avoid. I guess you could just switch characters forever, resetting your status over and over, but we never attempted more than one switch.
Until now, combat in GenoKids is very frantic and aggressive. Punch everything hard and as many times as you can. Make use of your flow attacks and height meter. Prepare to unlearn all of that with the boss that appears at the end of the demo. The combo-heavy gameplay takes a back seat to this game of jump rope as the boss uses several attacks that can lock you into a hit stun cycle until it just decides to stop, allowing you a few precious moments to get some hits in. Then the cycle repeats. Get annoyed by this as you chip away at its 12 health bars. Oh my din. Then the demo ends and grades you on your flow, which averages all the grades you got in each encounter.
My opinion of combat is, it feels unfair to the player, specifically the player who decides to play blue. Red is a more versatile fighter with stronger attacks that you can charge with a wider range of abilities. Blue doesn't have much over red that would excite me to play as her. The combo focus is fine and fun for a few battles. The time between taking damage and being able to move again should definitely be reduced, and bosses need reworking so they feel more at home with the rest of the game's enemies. Overall, it's fine.
My opinion of combat is This doesn't bring anything new to the table that other games don't already do better. This being a combat-focused demo, I'm disappointed there aren't more moves or more characters to explore so you can really get a feel for what you're helping to develop via donations. Platforming.
Whatever. Besides slapping the piss out of some enemies and one boss, the other thing this demo focused on was movement through a very generic level. This allows you to get the feeling for things like running, the chase throughout the area, as well as a general feel for how levels will progress.
The area is devoid of collectibles, and the only real secrets to find are these only for funded games signs. They're fun secrets, I guess, but I kind of wish they had more to them than just reminding everyone we have to wait for this level to be fun.
Move via the control stick, and if you run around long enough, you'll start to run even faster. If you press X while moving, you'll dodge roll, and holding X will automatically activate your faster run. Pressing X in midair will activate what this game calls a double jump.
Hey, why aren't you on your knees, bowing to this game like it created melted cheese because it has a double jump?
This is an air dodge. It acts as such and provides little to no height advantage, so use this when you need to avoid incoming attacks or if you need a little more air time.
This drab purple and gray area introduces you to the platforming you'll be dealing with, what little there is, the traps you'll be avoiding, which were mostly spinning spike pillars and floor spikes, as well as something called Chase, which will allow you to zip to pieces of rebar, light poles, and walls that you can run on. It even lets you dash to enemies you're locked onto so you can continue your combos.
The platforming...
Ah! You said it!
Whatever. The platforming is fairly simple and unencumbered by things like collectibles or alternate paths, because anything that looks slightly explorable is guarded by an invisible wall. The only real thing to hunt for are these blobs of green healing. They're not even out of your way.
The level is essentially a straight line you get to walk, wall run, and pseudo double jump through, with intermittent battles where you're locked in. Then you continue on your way to the next battle. Enjoy the scenic askew buildings, raised dirt patches, random rubble, and of course the ever-gray and diluted purple of everything as you travel. The dry presentation is kind of underwhelming because the cutscenes and characters are so well done. Presenting these storyboard-type cutscenes with fully realized 2D characters on 3D backgrounds is an interesting idea. It all looks so illustrated, even if it uses the drab gray level as a background.
That's about it for the platforming. It's okay, seems basic at best with a lot of room for improvement. There are several areas where it feels like there would be a branching path, but it's blocked by an invisible wall. There is no exploration to be had here, which is disappointing because there's a lot of opportunities for secrets, collectibles, and more smashable parts of the environment.
This demo lacks anything that warrants exploration. No money, no secrets, I'd even take a hidden battle or two. Hopefully levels will be more fully realized than this one, because this paints a dour picture of what the game intends to be if every level is this straight line you get to walk along with enemies to fight. So far, everything feels like practice for the unfair stun-locking bosses, which is not something to be excited for so much as something to be worried about. As for the platforming the demo currently offers, I don't care for the zip-to-point or wall run gimmicks. I push one button and then cross a huge space with no other input, so I might as well turn off my brain. There's no challenge, no engagement, and no fun. These huge hallways you wall run along could be made into fun little jumping challenges. Nothing complex or anything, but that would at least keep my attention.
Overall, this is a pretty good demo. A lot of mechanics were shown off, some that we didn't need, like the style points that don't serve a purpose, or the extra silhouettes of the other two characters you can play as eventually, or the signs that say for funded games only.
Don't forget the mechanics that we should have seen more of, such as reasons to play blue over red when he is clearly the more powerful of the two, or a real hook. I'm not enthralled by this demo. Right now, it all seems fairly baseline with no real depth to it beyond the combo battle system, but I can get better versions of it from other games that already exist. Beyond what I can only predict to be what may become collectible addled levels in the future, I'm not interested in this project beyond seeing the end result.
I am interested in this project. I am now, just as I was back in 2020 when the first version of the Kickstarter demo was released. I will say, however, I'm not a fan of the way damage is taken. We should be able to react much faster without fear of getting bodied by more combos or unlucky hits from other enemies nearby, even with the character switch system. This is specifically apparent during the one boss fight. Also, I'll miss the idea of this being cooperative. The original Kickstarter was meant to be co-op, and I wish this one were too, although I'm not exactly sure what that would add.
If you like combat-heavy games like this, with some platforming between lock-in arenas where you take on waves of enemies with different characters, then this game is for you. If not, then that's okay too. This project is available to back right now on Kickstarter, and you can find out more about it in the description. Thank you for watching, be sure to share this video around and follow us for more. Thank you very much. Alright, bye. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks!